She babysat half the town. But on the day of her funeral, the chapel was empty. No flowers lining the pews. No crowded parking lot. No long line of mourners. Just silence. And 3 family members in the front row. It looked like she had been forgotten. But they had no idea who was about to walk through those doors. Margaret Ellis never had children of her own. But somehow, she raised hundreds. For 45 years, she was the woman everyone called last-minute babysitter, after-school caretaker, emergency pickup. She knew allergies by heart, bedtime routines, favorite stuffed animals. She kept extra toothbrushes in her bathroom and extra love in her kitchen. Kids would run into her arms like she was home. But as they grew older, they stopped needing babysitters, and life moved on. Margaret passed away quietly at 86 in a small assisted living room. No spouse, no children, just a nurse holding her hand. Her distant relatives arranged a small service. They didn't expect many people, and they were right. When the funeral began, only 3 seats were filled. Her nephew sighed softly. I guess she didn't really have anyone. The pastor opened his book and began to speak. Then the chapel doors creaked open. A man in his late 30s stepped in, suit slightly wrinkled, eyes red. He paused, scanning the room. Is this Margaret Ellis' service? The nephew nodded. The man swallowed. She used to watch me when my mom worked double shifts. He walked to the front pew and sat down. Then another person entered and another. Within minutes, the quiet chapel wasn't quiet anymore. Men and women in their 30s, 40s, even 50s, some holding flowers, some holding old photographs. One woman carried a faded drawing. She kept this on her fridge for 10 years. She said, a tall man stepped forward. When my dad left, she was the only stable adult in my life. Another whispered, she paid for my school trip when my family couldn't. A woman with tears in her eyes said, she came to my high school graduation. No one else did. The nephew looked around, stunned. He had never heard these stories. One by one, they stood to speak. She told me I mattered. She taught me how to tie my shoes. She hugged me when I thought no one cared. She called me her bonus kid. The 3 family members realized something slowly. Margaret didn't leave behind children by blood. She left behind generations by heart. By the time the service ended, every seat was filled, and people were standing along the walls. She thought she lived a simple, quiet life, but love like that is never small, because sometimes the ones who seem to leave quietly were the ones who shaped everything, and the world only realizes it when it shows up to say goodbye.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more stories.